Hello, this is Matthew Miller from the ZDNet Smartphones and Cell Phones blog. As you can see in front of me today, I have the upcoming AT&T RIM BlackBerry Torch, which is a combination of a touchscreen and a QWERTY keyboard device. First launching BlackBerry 6 operating system device, and I'm going to give a short walk around the hardware and a quick look at the software in this first impressions video. So to start with, we'll take a look at the hardware. And on the front we have the 3.2-inch 480 by 360 pixel resolution display. Turn it on there. I'll walk through a bit of the operating system that I've experienced so far after we get going here. So as you can see, it's the same resolution display as we see on the Storm and the Bold 9700. All the same resolution, the same size I believe as the Storm 2, the 3.2-inch. So it's not a revolutionary display like some of the newer 480 by 800 and higher ones like the iPhone 4. However, it is still crisp and it looks great on this device, but a lot of people may get hung up on the display, which I think is still quite acceptable. So below the display we have 4 buttons. We have the send and the end key, we have the BlackBerry menu button, and we have the back button with an optical trackpad, as you can see in between there, which works quite well. And then we have indicator light up top and a headset speaker. Up on the top here we have, in the frame, we've got the lock button and the ringer switch, the profile button for muting, or going to silent, excuse me. Over on the right side we have the 3.5mm headset jack, we have the 2 little nubs for volume, and we have the convenience key, which is by default set for the camera. There's nothing along the bottom. On the left side we've got the standard micro USB adapter port, and then on the back we swing around, we have all rubber here, rubber finish, which is quite nice. With the BlackBerry logo, we've got the Torch branding with the camera, 5-megapixel camera and a flash, and then that's it. So then we come back, swing back around the front, and the other major feature is, of course, the QWERTY keyboard. So let me give a side view of that. So you can see on the side of the QWERTY keyboard there's a small ridge that hangs out, and the QWERTY keyboard is down inside inset on the device. Get a little closer, you can take a look at the keyboard there. It's pretty typical of like a Bold 9700 keyboard, and personally, I'll show you a shot of the keyboard that I do prefer. I personally prefer the E73 mode keyboard, primarily for the dedicated buttons. I have a dedicated period, at, question mark, exclamation mark, comma, apostrophe, even a flashlight button, all on this 73 mode. And I don't like on the BlackBerry how you have to hit an Alt key to get a comma or a question mark and things like that. I understand that a period you can do a space and it'll give you a period automatically, but the rest of them are not as easy, and I prefer keyboards that have dedicated buttons for those frequently used punctuations. Okay, so there's what it appears like in your hand. Pretty much when it's closed, it's got a form that's very close in dimensions to a 9700, with of course no QWERTY on here. Open it up, it does of course get much longer, and it is a hefty device, 1.2 ounces heavier I believe than a 9700, so it does have some heft to it. However, it feels very well constructed. Now looking around the screen, we'll start in just touch mode here. We do see some new things in the new BlackBerry OS, right? Up here we can touch on this. This will be our universal search area there. We've got the quick access to our profiles. If I tap on there, up in the center, you can tap down there. You can manage your wireless connections, set an alarm, some of the common functions that you want to do. And you can tap here for notifications. And there we go, the messages, social feeds, Twitter comes down, tap back up and it raises up. Now down here we have this, and we tap on here, called a tray, right? So there's tray options that you can set. There you can go, you can launch by typing, you can launch universal search or application shortcuts by typing. So what we have here in this tray is I can tap the tray and then I can drag it up. So it goes down to 0 icons showing, and then you can see the little arrow at the bottom. I drag it up to 1 icon, 2 icons, 3 icons, or I can drag it all the way up to 4 icons showing. And I have complete control over that. I can go to like a 2 icon view. For this, I'll go ahead and slide it up to a 3-icon view and show you what we have. As you might be able to also see, it says all. So this will show all of the applications. So if I slide up in there, it'll slide all the way up and then show me all of the applications and folders I have loaded. Now if I slide left and right, I'll see more. So if I slide to the right, I can see there's favorites, and these are ones that I personally have designated as my favorites, and they'll appear here. We can slide again. There's the media, the loaded default media applications. Slide again, we have downloads, and again we have the frequently used applications, which will automatically populate as you use applications and jump around. So let's go back to say something like my favorites, right? Now if I want to move one favorite to another spot on the screen, I tap and hold on there. And then I have some bunch of options, and you can see here, this is a particular pop-up, has six panels, and you'll see pop-ups with up to 9 panels in the center and a bunch of different options depending on what you're trying to do. Here you can say is unmark as your favorite, you can move it, you can hide it, delete it, full menu, or launch it, right? So if we go, let's see, same thing with another one. Now here we have social feeds, right? So this one you can has a 9 panel pop-up. We see this mark as favorite, move to a folder if we want to organize it in a folder, which I like that. Switch application, whoops. Switch application, launch, hide, move again. So if I say switch application, this is the application switcher. Now I can jump to that quickly. If I press and hold on my BlackBerry menu, we see here's the application switcher, right? And you can go up and down. It's a 3x, and I don't know how far down it goes, but it can be longer. Another new feature that I see in the BlackBerry 6 is what we'll see here in the setup. Here. So before, one of the major issues I had was the settings on BlackBerrys were also always painful to use. They're very text-based and hidden, and you didn't know what setting was hidden under what category and things like that. Here, as you can see, it's quite easy. We have email accounts, BlackBerry Messenger, Instant Messenger, Visual Voicemail, Social Networking, AT&T Address Book, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi. If I tap on one of these, say your email account, tap and select. For some reason it's not selecting there. It's one thing I have noticed a couple of times on this device. It has kind of just frozen on me. It doesn't seem to take an action when I press the screen or take an action that I think should be happening. Now I may have a lot of applications running. I'm not sure if it's the processor that's bogging things down, but it is interesting. And now I can't even get out of setup, it looks like. Alright, I kind of locked it up, so let me get this fixed and I'll come back. Okay, so a quick battery pop out and I'm back in action here. I have seen it lock up a couple times. I don't know what that was from. The hardware actually, I tried to take pictures. It wouldn't let me take pictures either. So I did that restart, and now I see that the camera is now working, and I think we're good to go. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but hopefully that's fixed. So as you can see, here's some of the applications I have loaded. We go back to that, and I was showing you at that time. There's the launcher, and right now I have very few launches or very few apps running. That'll load up as I go through some more. So we have Twitter integration, Facebook's integrated with the social networks, MySpace is integrated. Pop in and out between different applications. There's a social feeds utility which integrates multiple social networking services. Oops, let me show you that too. So there's Twitter, we slide right, there's AIM, Google Talk, MySpace, Windows Live, Yahoo. Integrates your social networking and your IM into one application. You can tap on the filter and filter through what you'd want to see in that. So that social feeds is actually kind of a useful application. I'll probably have to add that to my favorites. And you can see there's a lot of other applications and things like that loaded on there. So I won't go through all of those. This is just a first look. There's a few AT&T applications on there. Not too bad. There's AT&T Maps, MOBA TV, AT&T Music. What I do like is there's a podcast application on there, which is kind of nice. And as you can see right here, we can go to options on the podcast, and you can go down here and you can set up download podcast files using Wi-Fi, where to, when to do it, when to check for new episodes. So it's a nice podcatcher that they have in the client. One of the big things that is focused on this device, being this is called the Torch, RIM Torch Mobile, which had the Iris web browser. So now they have upgraded the browser to a WebKit-based browser, and the device is known as a Torch, I believe, after that website. So here we go. Let's go ahead and take a look at the smartphones and cell phones blog. Now up in the right you can see I do have a connection via Wi-Fi and AT&T, and what I've found so far is the AT&T signal has been outstanding, almost full signal everywhere in my house, even in the interior rooms, so quite a good signal. Now this is the mobile version it defaulted to. I'm going to go ahead and jump to the full site because this browser can really handle it now. So here we go, loading up my log. Get a little closer for you. So there we go. As you can see, it appears quite nicely in the full view here. You can pinch and zoom, scroll around, right? Tap on, double tap to bring it in. Now let me see if it does text reflow. So that's one thing where the Android browser still leads all of these other ones. The Android browser, when you zoom in like this, it will actually text reflow for you and fit on the screen. Neither the iPhone, and I'm seeing that the BlackBerry does not do that, which I find to be kind of nice feature, especially when I read lots of text. So there it is in portrait. We swing it around like this, it will auto rotate over to landscape. And as you can see with the directional pad, it actually gives me a mouse on the a mouse with a zoom, things like that on the screen itself. You can also use it for scrolling, of course, and it's pretty fast and pretty responsive, as you can see. Let me see if the options that we have home screen, RSS feeds, tabs, has multiple tabs. So if we tap tabs, you can see we can go to another screen. We can tap the BlackBerry website. I can pop over here, go down. I'm sure there's shortcuts for some of these things, but I'm just goofing around right now. Don't know all the functions yet. I've just started playing with it. You can see you can set your default search engine, Google, Yahoo, live search, Wikipedia, dictionary. Several setups in the browser, much more powerful than what it used to be. Copy page address, page properties, go to another browser location. And if we tap up here on the right, so you can jump between the different tabs. So there we go, back to my my blog. Okay, let's bounce on out here. Show you the keyboard here for a quick second. The keyboard is pretty much a traditional keyboard. Nothing really special to it. Similar to the 9700. So I guess there's not a lot to show there as far as text entry goes. And all these applications are similar to what we've seen on the BlackBerry as well. Nothing super revolutionary. The most revolutionary thing, I guess, is the web browser has finally been updated on the device. Pretty much puts it on par with other iOS and Android devices. Not so much taking the lead on anything, just the form factor is unique. The processor's 624 megahertz, a little bit slower than the 1 gigahertz ones that we see from everybody now in the high-end smartphones. However, it is rock solid. I mean, I would love to have seen this in a WebOS version of the operating system myself. And you know, the one thing for me disappointing was I'm an Exchange user, so there was no way to like Android or iPhone or WebOS. I just enter in my Exchange settings and boom, I have all my contacts calendar. That doesn't happen on here. You know, you need a BES. If you use the BIS, you can get it over Outlook Web Access, which I do have my email appearing that way. Does have threaded text messaging, things like that. So that's a quick look at the BlackBerry Torch. I'll spend some more time with it. Plan to play with it quite a bit more, actually. See if it could be a device that, if it comes on T-Mobile, maybe I'll end up getting. I did see on the BlackBerry website that UMA is a supported wireless function, which T-Mobile USA has. So we may see it after the AT&T exclusive. Thanks for watching, everybody.